Are we on? All right, let's get it. So look, most people don't lose money because they don't understand football. They lose money because they don't know how to think when the pressure shows up. So this ain't about picks. It's about decision making when the margin gets thin. This is Football is Money. I'm your host. They call me Boss. And this is how you survive when the game tightens up. This is the part most bettors never want to confront. It's rarely the picks that break you. It's your response when the game drifts away from the script that you imagine. Playoff football exposes that immediately. Nothing plays clean in January. Drive stall. Whistles go silent. Play calling, tightens up. And one moment can swing the entire outcome. That's why this week, more than any other week, betting perfection is a mistake. Structure is what survives here. People lose money in the playoffs because they keep demanding dominance instead of accounting for survival. They lay heavy numbers, they chase separation, they fall in love with narratives instead of margins. Then one missed tackle or one late score hits, and suddenly the ticket feels unfair. When in reality, it just wasn't built to withstand variance. You understand what I'm saying? So, like, if your bet only wins when everything goes right, then that's not a good bet. It's kind of fragile. Playoff football isn't designed for perfection. It's designed for chaos, missed tackles, late scores, one mistake that can change everything. So if your ticket can't survive discomfort, it was never solid to begin with, right? This is why teasers, money line, and margin control matter in January. Not because it's exciting, not because they promise the biggest payout, but because they absorb the chaos. So when you work through key numbers, when you reduce the ways a ticket can fall apart, when you stop asking for separation and start asking for stability, then you're betting with clarity, awareness. You understand what I'm saying? Being calm beats being in a panic mode. Having structure beats just betting off of impulse. And having control beats just reacting to what you've seen, right? Here's where the overlap becomes obvious. The same thing that causes bets to unravel in the playoffs are the same thing that causes teams to unravel in the playoffs. It's not ability, it's not preparation, it's what happens after something goes wrong. That's where the mindset stops being abstract and becomes football. So watch these playoff games very closely. The team that advances, they're not mistake free, they're recovery efficient. A drop doesn't snowball into three bad plays. A blown coverage doesn't trigger panic. A missed kick doesn't derail the plan. They simply reset, they align, and run the next snap. That's regulation. The team that go home start chasing their mistakes. You'll start seeing quarterbacks pressing to get it back. Coordinators abandon their balance too early. Defenders guessing instead of trusting their assignments. Not because they forgot where they're supposed to be or how to call plays, but because emotion took over their mind. And that's the parallel. What ends seasons in January is the same thing that drains some of the best bettors, fantasy managers, and people in real life, reacting instead of regulating. Pressure doesn't need commentary, it demands composure. And composure isn't quiet confidence, it's executing the same responsibility even while it's uncomfortable. That's why the best playoff teams look boring in big moments. They don't reach, they don't rush, they don't flinch, they trust the structure because structure holds up even when chaos shows up. So, whether it's a late drive, a swinging bet, or a moment that doesn't go your way, you don't need a new plan. You just need command of the next snap. That's football, that's mindset. And the teams and the people that move on, they don't react faster, they recover faster. And that's the edge that you need. I'm your host. They call me Boss. This is Football is Money, and we are.
That's a wrap. Thanks for listening to Football is Money. Find every episode and more at footballismoney.com.